Have you ever heard this? If you have, listen.
This one's 70.
This is number 70 of the Cody Kai Cast. It's also our birthday today.
It is our birthday.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, every now and then it's appropriate that I feel like that we do a, just you and I, bro.
Yeah, this is just a Cody Kai today. We don't have a guest. We're doing a little retrospective, seeing how far we've come over the past 2 years we've been at this shit.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
I thought it was interesting because today, whenever, before I texted you, I was like, I knew that, I was like, there was that message I sent you initially. And then I was like, I knew it was sometime in June. And I was like, I can't remember exactly when in June. And so I went to look. Bro, pull it up.
Dude, we're checking this shit out. This is the birth of the Heavy Hitter podcast, Cody Kai Cast. This is our DMs.
Yo, dude, how you settling in?
Hey, Cody, it's settling in well.
So what the fuck? Is that how you're like, hey, Cody, settling in well? No. Dude, it's like just hitting you up, though. Yeah. And then shout out to your dad. Mm-hmm. Mr. Mark Steinis.
Mr. Mark Steinis was the one who got us together in the first place. We won't go into too much detail about how we met originally, but it was through him.
I know where he lives. No. Yeah. Well, when I met your dad, I was like, he had that kind of, just that energy of someone who has just like doing what this is. It's like I could see it, and then he's like, oh, mentioning Entertainment Tonight, and it was like I said, I knew it was in the DNA. I already knew, and so for him to like reach out and be like, hey, just as a just hey, helping you out. Like,
oh yeah,
and for me to send a message, I'm like, I didn't, like I said, I didn't even know. Let's just talk into a mic and see what happens.
Yeah, let's just get funky with it. And if anybody doesn't know, we started doing this about 6 months before we made it into the studio, of just trying shit out, speaking to a mic, that was also good for like getting to know each other and getting an idea of like our mutual interests. And it became very clear that you and I both had a very deep love for comedy and music, and cool people doing things in both those spaces. So I very much appreciate my dad sort of reaching out, being like, hey, this is Kai's first time in Austin. He's moving here, not knowing anybody. This is a risky move, but it's something that is very, very important, and still is very important to me. So,
well, and it's like you got right into it, bro.
Oh
like,
yeah, just jump straight into it,
doing it. But that's what it is, and that's why, like, I think it's worth taking this episode to just kind of like reflect on some of the like stuff we've done, talking about some of the stuff we still want to do.
Yeah.
But like it really is that simple. If you talk about how do you start a podcast, people want to have this idea. It's like, you just fucking do it. You just do it. That's
you just get in front of a camera and a microphone and you do it. Yeah. And the thing too, and this goes for pretty much any like performing arts,
and you do it.
You shut the fuck up and you do it. You shut the fuck up and talking to a mic. Yeah. Like anything in the performing arts, not that podcasting is the most refined performing art out there, but it's a matter of doing it for the love of the game, and not trying to build some sort of empire, some sort of Rogan Spear empire out of it. And that's what I think has kept us going for as long as we have. It's just we both enjoy both the process of doing it, but also the conversations and the unique opportunities that it lends to us.
It's one of those things that I know that the visibility is much further than even what we might you see on a follower count or whatever. Because I just hear it from people like all the time. Like I just met someone last night, and I had never met her, and she had seen clips, like more than one, like clip. So it's like just people in the sphere, and it's so it's also just getting the cool people in here that we've gotten, and I've
Yeah, it's
Had a
been
few.
really cool
Had
to
a few.
see. Well, yeah, the cool people that lend us their time, like that still blows me away. Just like the catalog of people that truly have better things to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like you're saying, the word of mouth stuff and being able to see that in the real world, and also like obviously being both of us in Austin, it's not like we're doing an Austin-based podcast, based out of like Illinois or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, to see that response out there and to hear people appreciating it and just like, not sucking our dicks or anything, but just like saying, hey, like we're doing cool stuff and like it's reaching people and, just it's the universe saying, hey, keep at it, keep working on it.
Well, and it's really just, I feel like so much of it is just staying consistent every week that we've been out here and we've been putting it out for the people. And it's like how many people end up listening to this long form content. I don't know, fucking knows. Maybe not that many, or however many were consumed in short bursts by people, a lot of it. But there's real like impact in a way that, I again, I don't want to drop names, but people are important. Important people know us,
which is just straight up awesome. Like there's no better way to say it. It's just it's something I'm eternally grateful for. One, you and reaching out and saying, hey, let's see what happens with this, and actually putting in the time and dedication to follow through with it.
Well, and just knowing, because you were green, dude, when we first started doing this, and it was like I had the understanding of how this has to work in order to be successful. And it's nice because, bro, like now that we're here, like where we were, this was the intention from the get-go, right? Was like having you in that chair behind the producer chair, me out front hosting whatever with guests, whatever we have. So it's like it took us. It's like we started. I was trying to see if I could find a clip on on my couch, but somewhere there might be. We'll have to put that out as a little bonus here because we also need to drop a Patreon here in the near future. I think maybe we'll say when we get to 1,000 followers on Instagram,
I think that's a reasonable milestone to start that up.
Yeah.
And yeah, that like you're saying, like this has been the end goal for a long time. Not the end goal, but like this is the form that we saw it taking, which was in a proper studio. I think we even wrote it on like pen and paper saying, Kai will be Jamie with speaking privileges.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And like just the shape that we've taken here is interesting because I didn't see it necessarily. I didn't have necessarily an idea of where it would go. I just knew that like we get the setup that we need and then we get the people in the right places and then it's getting those people in the chair here.
Yeah,
we've had so many people sitting here.
I had no idea. Like I didn't have a clear visual idea of like this is the voice that this thing is going to take on. I had an idea of like a checklist of like here's what we need to do to make sure that we are dotting all of our I's and crossing our T's and such. And but the voice has found itself, and I've been very happy to see that Austin has embraced that.
Yeah, dude, 100%, man. And some of our guests too right now are. Can you crank my gain down a tad, just a tad? Yeah. A little bit. There we go. So Roy and Spice right now, I think they're going to be coming up on this upcoming season of America's Got Talent.
I saw that, yeah. Which is just super awesome for them. They're amazing people, incredibly talented, and I know that they had stuff in the works when we had them on, and it's been really cool to see them, grow and get new opportunities. I mean,
we're going to have them back.
We will have them back. They haven't forgotten us, I hope.
No, of course not. No.
They're community-driven people. They know the importance of connection.
And it's also, it's that love and the, for me, it's like, it's dual cool because it's like getting to have developed friendships with so many and like meaningful connections with so many people in the Austin music scene has been awesome. But also just as a like fan of so many people where they come in and you're like, just like that was one thing I meant to ask Dave Scher on the podcast when he was on recently was are you like, I was like, do you ever like find yourself like in awe of it, like just on stage, like, like, oh my God, you
Just
know,
that moment of taken out
where
of it.
you're like,
and
you
just
stop being a musician and
Yeah.
you're a fan for a moment, like you don't even, which I mean, as a pro, you know, you don't want that to be something, but I would think, you know, when you're
in a position like that and like that is your environment, I feel like it's hard to avoid not like hitting those little fan moments of just like, damn, really? I'm playing on stage with fucking Eric Johnson? Like, this is crazy. Yeah. Like, if that happened to me, like, I played, like, my introduction to playing guitar was Guitar Hero. And my favorite song on that was Cliffs of Dover. And I remember going to the arcade. I remember bringing my dad into the arcade to show him how good I got at that song on Guitar Hero.
Bro.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. To me, though, it's like, that clip, by the way, have you seen that one? It's like,
Dude, yeah, it's like 2,500 likes or something.
Pull up our IG right now.
Yeah,
What is that at, dude?
I have that actually as part of our, as part of the clips that I pulled for reaction purposes. Hell yeah. Let's see here.
Reactions would
This
dude.
beautiful clip.
Like garbage. And it's
Only
so
look-
funny because I asked him, I was like, Eric, I swear I'm not going to get too nerdy on this tour, but I got to ask. He's got a couple of pedal boards. His sound is like 3 different amps, and each amp has different boards. And one of the boards is a piece of plywood with 3 pedals on it, and they are not dual locked. They are not Velcroed. They are loosely sitting
around.
And I'm like, why is your fuzz face and your tube screamer all just loose? And he goes, well, sometimes the tube screamer sounds best in the top right corner. And I'm like, are you serious? And he goes, what always sounds good is the grain of the plywood needs to be going horizontal.
He was taking Tonewood to another level.
I said to Eric, who's the biggest sweetheart, and I've never heard him say a swear word. I said, are you fucking with me right now? And he just kind of smiled and he goes, maybe.
If you have listened,
Dude. That one, no, but Click Off though, what was it? It's like at like 60K, dude. It's like far and away.
It's like low end of 50, I think. Or not low, like high end of 50K. And then like 2,700 likes, which...
Click on the, go back up a little, scroll up a little, and then go up more to like, go to the grid.
Oh, this isn't the page. This is
those
this
are
is like
just
a
saved ones that you
one.
have.
Yeah. Here,
I was gonna say go to
pull it up,
our
though.
actual CKC page, because I was like,
It'd be cool if it came up with CKC. That's how you'll know we've made it, when you can just do CKC and it's like, oh yeah, there it is.
dude, I'm like, people search my name and then the podcast pops up before my fucking name does. Dude, click on the play thing, like, no, at the up where the grid is, and then, but there's like a play button.
Oh, this one here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I think it shows.
I think it says, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm like, where is it? Dave's? There it is. Okay, so it's almost at 60.
Almost 60,000 views, which that has been awesome. And I've been really happy to see the amount of positive feedback and comments and stuff, because this permeated like our normal viewership, you know, the people
Did you
that
feel
follow
any
us.
reverberations of this one at Guitar Center?
A little bit, actually. I mean,
Yeah?
not this specific reel, but we were talking about it because as soon as we recorded, I was like, hey guys, like, look at the story from Eric Johnson's pedal board.
Yeah.
Because we all joke about that stuff,
Yeah.
because, you know, there are some people that go in there that are incredibly nerdy, that are
Yeah.
super particular about their gear and, you know, how to arrange it and what cables to use and what goes first, what goes second.
Yeah.
And just to see that and being like, man, Eric Johnson, he doesn't even use Velcro. He doesn't even, you know, mount his board down.
Bro.
It's just what it is. And it was funny because I actually spent this whole week fixing our demo pedal board. So I was getting in there, rewiring everything. And I was like, man, we could just have this loose on plywood and it would still sound the same.
Dude, I mean, and it's crazy because that for him to be at that like level, and like you would think he would be so particular about his gear, and he's just like, you know, no, this is GarageBand setup. I've been doing this since 13, buddy.
Yeah.
It's been working that whole time.
Yeah, I refined this when I was 19 years old, and I haven't changed it since. That is something I've learned from a lot of the players that we've talked to, both guitar players but also just musicians in general. Is it's all in the performer, it's all in the artist. Like, you can use whatever gear you want, and you know, it's all different tools for the trade. But like, no one's gonna sound like someone else other than themselves. Like, it's all in the hands.
It's all in the hands.
Yeah.
And the feet too for the pedal.
And the feet, yeah, you gotta be on the ones and twos, making sure you're kicking that univibe on at the right time.
Yeah. I'm officially a working drummer too, by the way.
Yeah. You got a proper gig. You got people calling for your chops.
Dude, believe this? Believe it or not, you want to hear something ridiculous? This guy was like, "You should be a professional musician." I'm like, bro. I know too many bad motherfuckers is my problem. Because I'm like, dude, I'm just like, you think okay, yeah, that's like, it's nice. It's nice that you say that, but I'm like, and could I be if I like got in the lab, started shedding?
Yeah. If it was something where
Like
you're really
regularly?
working at it, like putting hours and hours a day into just honing your skills.
Yeah.
Like that's something I experienced when I was a repair tech working on guitars, because all you're doing is handling guitars all day. Like obviously you're fixing them, but you have to play them too. And I found that stretch of time, that was when I was playing the absolute best, because it was my job, and I didn't realize that my job also included practicing.
Yeah.
I just was inherently like, running scales to test, making sure, oh, this fret's not buzzing.
Yeah.
And then, playing on my guitar, I'm like, wow, I play a lot better now. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And then I stopped, and I'm not as good anymore.
When's the last time you practiced, bro?
Like sat down and practiced. I actually have been working through this book called Guitar Aerobics, which is a 52-week
And one,
and two, and
guitar
three. Stretch
aerobics.
that pinky. Stretch that pinky.
Dude,
Yeah, but it's like a 52-week exercise book. That's a new exercise every day. And I haven't had like a strict regimen, but it's one of those things where I'll pick an exercise, drill it for like different BPMs for usually about like 20-30 minutes or so, and then move on to like some improv or playing along with songs that I know, because I think it's important to work in other stuff in your practice, not just certain patterns outside of a musical context.
Yeah. I think it's important to work in a jam.
Yeah. Around other musicians for sure, because it's helpful to not be reliant on a perfect every time track, because the thing with musicians is that we all mess up. No matter what, every single one of us has, might drag behind the tempo a little bit, or maybe, miss a fill, or, flub a note or whatever. But, you're not going to experience playing with a musician that does that if you're just playing along the backing tracks.
Yeah, well, and it's like jerking off to porn versus having sex, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're just, one of them is just not going to fulfill you. But it's also like, I definitely like just to like play, just to move your hands, just to keep yourself like, because it's really just keeping that muscle memory, keeping that, your fluidity is going to be like, to keep your fluidity at a point of like where, you can step into a situation and feel and be ready, because warming up is obviously always ideal, but if you like, can you step in without an opportunity to warm up and still perform? Can you,
Can you go in cold and still be good?
Yeah.
And not have to get warmed up, like you said.
Yeah.
And that like obviously it's better if you have an opportunity to warm up, but I was just listening to somebody who was a big musician who was saying he had never warmed up before going on stage. I think it was actually Les Claypool, Primus, I think.
Really?
Yeah, he was I think it was on the Beato interview that he did. And he was saying, it's like, yeah, I've never warmed up before going on stage. But also that guy plays so much that he just has that muscle memory. Like not just with Primus, but like all the other projects that he does.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, I still do feel like there is something to warming up, no matter how good you are. I think that like, just you're gonna be better.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you could say that like I could do it, and you may be able to functionally like and even up, let's say with Les Claypool, more than just functionally, but still you're still going to be better if you warmed up a little bit. You would still, and I mean, whatever your attack, you're going to be sharper. It's like, to me, that's indisputable.
Yeah.
It's indisputable.
That's why so many bands, when they're done with the tour, they'll go right into the studio, because they've been on tour and they've had that opportunity to really practice, and they've like been through the trenches of the most difficult environment that a musician can play in, which is in a gig after gig after gig. And, once they're done with that tour and they go in the studio, they're much better players than they would have been prior to the tour. And
Dude.
their performances are going to be a lot better.
Bro, you need to go. Mondays, they have a residency now at Seaboys. Is Nico, Little, and Reese
Nico? Nice.
tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were in Memphis tonight. I thought I saw on Reese's social that they were in Memphis.
If they are, then it's because they just got a residency with
Seaboys
on Mondays.
Fuck yeah, man.
So yeah, let me see. These are Antone's promos. I mean, I'm seeing.
Unless they're like
it
coming
says
right back or something.
The 1st, 8th, 15th, which is no Reese today. So I think you were seeing just Reese. So
that's
Reese
what
is
it
gone.
was. Yeah.
So, bro, I saw a homeboy from Cool in the Gang, and I forget his name, but he's like the keyboard player in Cool in the Gang.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude was like doting on fucking Reese, and I'm like, it's crazy how much because he's just got that kind of energy, you know. And when we met him when he was here, bro, it was like I was really just the thing I was most impressed by was his demeanor as at the age he is.
Yeah,
Because he was 17 then, he's 18 now. But I mean, dude, crazy.
Mm-hmm. For a literal teenager, he is incredibly well spoken. He's incredibly intelligent, not just in music, but just history and you can tell when you're having a conversation with someone if they're like a special mind, and he is definitely one of those.
And he's
a wonder.
He actually takes time to reply. If in the conversation we had with him, it was he wasn't just blah blah blah, jumping in blah blah blah. And we've had guests that are like that, and that's cool too. It's a different,
it's different energy,
tempo, different, yeah.
It's not just word salad at you.
But he's like Elon, He's sitting back, just
He's very particular about his word choice.
With his British accent. No, and I feel like you can't help but like him, dude. It's one of those things, man. He's got that such a high level of likability, and he's got that look. He's got the look. There's just this sort of I don't know, man. He embodies a certain energy that is kind of taps into something. I think that is where there's other great people out here that are going, yes.
He's tapped into whatever well that's coming from. And another part that really draws me him and wishes him the best in his success is he like you're saying, he's one of those personalities that you can tell he's tapped into something, but he's also incredibly grateful for the opportunities that he's had.
Yeah.
You see him all the time posting about when he got to play Seaboys for the first time or Continental Club, just being I can't believe because he's idolized these places and knows the history behind them, and not just the Stevie stuff, because we've talked about that, and he has a very strong connection to Stevie and his type of
and
playing. Jimmy and beyond that, just the music at the time and the people that were around that area. And it is kind of a bummer that a lot of people see him as just the Stevie imitator, which seems to be going away a little bit because he's branching out and doing other things.
He's gonna grow, and I mean, dude, I'm telling you, bro. Every time I see him, he's better. He's gotten better, and it's he's no. I don't even see him as anywhere close to his ceiling yet in terms of skill set, and so he's just. I think everybody kind of starts out as kind of an imitation of their influences, and then over time you start to get into this thing that is your own sound, but it still has parts of those things in you, but with its own unique lens to provide present to the world. So he's still in the process of that. He's young.
He's probably at 25-30% of his true potential.
Yeah.
And no sign of it slowing down.
Yeah.
Because He
He's
just
like-
has an authentic love for the craft, and not just the sitting down and practicing part, but also the intention like behind why he's playing what he plays.
Yeah.
And like whenever, because he comes into Guitar Center all the time when he is in town, and we'll just I'll pretty much just take an hour-long break and just sit and shoot the shit with him, whether it be like a new guitar we
It's
got
PR,
in or
dude.
something.
It's PR for the company.
Dude, yeah. We got Reese on before our CEO Gabe Del Pardo got him on, man.
Did he have him on?
No, not yet, but I assume that he will at some point.
Bro.
Knowing the trajectory of Reese.
Bro, then you gotta like tag that dude, whoever, in something with us and be like, hey, just so you know, we're ahead of you.
Yeah, we got him first.
We're
I mean,
better.
like we're the grassroots of where you're at right now. You started out with Chad Smith. Nah, man, you need to start in your apartment doing this for months before you even get in a studio.
Bro. Yeah, no, he's definitely there's just this kind of energy field surrounding him that I think people see it and they gravitate, and there's that, it's built on, yes, you very much, it's a lot of it is just this year look. I mean, he's got the look like Stevie, but, and his playing obviously shares a lot of similarities, but he's also like, that kid is, 18 years old, and he's already doing things that Stevie was doing in his prime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, so he's on a trajectory that's, he could supersede Stevie. You know what I'm saying? We don't know.
Yeah.
Like he could be.
He's so early on to his career that like the path that he could
What
go
time
is
it?
completely
What day is
different.
it?
We're
Calling
marking
it.
it. He's gonna be
Calling it. God damn it.
This time
June
next
15th,
year.
It's my brother's birthday today. My older brother, Trey. Happy birthday, Trey. I hope you're having a great day, buddy.
Happy birthday, Trey.
Happy birthday to you. It's my mom's birthday tomorrow, 70.
Oh damn. Also
My
episode
mom is
70
gonna
for
be
us.
70.
So. Hey.
Hey. Hey-oh.
It lines up.
That is crazy, actually. I didn't even consider that.
And it was my dad's birthday on the 10th.
Okay, happy belated,
no,
Mr. Mark
yeah.
Steinis, sir. We hope you're well out in Cali.
He wishes us well. He called me and was talking about getting a new EV.
Okay.
And he was like, I'm gonna do road trips with this thing. It's gonna be
Get
awesome.
get out here, get on.
Yeah.
We got a chair for you, Mr. Steinis. We want to talk about. No, yeah. What were we talking about? 70 and 70.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Yes.
That's a cool coincidence.
And it's also if I'm like being completely real, dude, it's like it's crazy because you actually, I mean, I'm speaking to someone who, you lost your mom, man. But like the thought is becoming more and more real.
yeah,
And there's that kind of like fuck, because just
there's this notion that like there's a finite amount of days left, and you know that your whole life.
Yeah.
Whether it be with your own life
but
or
it
somebody else's.
feels so far away when you're a
Yeah.
kid, right?
It's like, oh, well, I'm going to be a completely different person when I'm that age, and, I'll probably want to die. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah.
But like, when parents grow old and you can see that, and like there's you can see like, oh man, like I've already spent the majority of the time that I'm going to spend with this person than they have left. That was something actually that really helped with the passing of my mom. Was there's some statistic that like 90% of the time you spend with your parents happens between when you're 0 and 18, and then the remainder 10% is like spread throughout your life.
yeah.
So the fact that I lost my mom young, it didn't hurt as bad because there was that feeling of like, well, I got 90%.
Yeah.
Like I got a good chunk of the time I was going to spend with this person. It still sucks, and we had a complicated relationship, but the loss of a loved one is it hurts regardless.
It is like one of those. Yeah, it's just one of those things in life, that you're like, it's coming someday, and you kind of, in a way, you like I don't know if there is a way to prepare, but you know, it's like to put my mind in a place of a world that my parents are no longer here. It's a scary proposition in many ways, you know, even at the point of life I'm at now, you know, which it's like, so it's very much a, I feel grateful for my mom. Happy birthday, Mom. I'm going to lie to her. This is going to come out after, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It won't, just to surprise her, I'm going to tell her I'm not going to be able to make it to her birthday tomorrow. I'm going to just tell her I have work.
Oh,
and
nice.
I like love you, you know, I wish I could be there. And then she's going to think, she's going to think her birthday is just a total flop, and then she's going to get a surprise. So that'll be
bitch.
good for her. She doesn't want anybody to know she's 70 though, but it's fine, Mom. You're 70. Own that shit.
Yeah.
You're not 69, which was a cooler age to be, but you know.
It's a fun age. Being 69, I can imagine, is
It
very,
is.
very
This
fun.
is 70 for 70. So this one's for my mom today. This episode, and it's a nostalgia episode, is what today is.
Yeah, this is a podcast of appreciation and retrospective and nostalgia.
And how we got here, because people are like, "Hey, Cody," like they just asked me about a podcast. Like, what? How? All of this has been a long process from my first podcast in 2015 to now, and all the mistakes that got made to get here, to figure out how to do this. So if we're having a show, like right now, we're having a show. So we have to be engaging with this in every moment we're doing it with it, because that's what the listener is tuning in to hear. They're not tuning in to hear, yeah. That's why I'm like, if we have guests, I'm like, we know, and God bless all our guests. But some guests, you know,
it might be their first time doing a podcast, or there's a misnomer of like, oh, it's just a conversation, I can just talk.
Yeah.
But no, there is you have to put energy into it. There is a performance element in that you just have to be more engaged than you would a normal conversation. You have to be more aware of distractions, of possibly interrupting or making sure the conversation stays on topic.
Yeah.
Like it's, navigating all that stuff in a way that feels natural, which definitely is something that you've had the opportunity to perfect because of the podcasts and projects you've had prior to CKC, and also have been able to mentor me on what to pay attention to. Yeah.
I was going to say too, like, what have you learned about podcasting in the 2 years since we started doing this? What's something you've learned, and like as an applicable thing with podcasting?
As someone who grew up as very much like the antisocial bunch, still am.
We're cracking you out of your little shell.
This has been a great in practice application to learn how to read energy and read a room, and to tap into what other people are feeling, like just developing like those social skills in just basic conversation in a way that's more structured than if you were just talking to someone, outside a bar or something.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes your social battery is just not charged.
Yeah.
So you got to know when it can be difficult to engage in it. And I think that's why it works well for you with being in the producer chair now, that like you are, because you can sit, if you're just not in a mode of like to engage like it, you can just be producer the whole time. And
exactly.
If that's where your space is at, I, on the other hand, have no choice. I have to be on all the time.
Well, that's where I'm grateful for your history and practice, because not only in the podcast realm, but also stand up, right? Like you have much more experience as an entertainer and keeping the energy up and redirecting conversation where it needs to change.
And if everything's falling apart, I go to Dead Babies.
Dead Babies is a great fallback.
Dead Babies is always a classic.
Also talking about my huge fat cock.
That's Alden Schaub. Shout out to Alden Schaub, my dude.
That's a throwback right there,
bro.
Yeah, he was one of the earlier ones we had.
My big fat cock, dude.
That was a good one.
That's a great everything, dude.
That was
his
fantastic.
book. He's got a big fat cock book. It's great. This is an 18 plus episode, everybody. Brought to you.
We don't want any chillins watching this. No. This is a 18 and older cast. We get some language on here.
Well, and it's also, dude, it's the audacity that we have something to say worth fucking listening to.
Yeah. That to me was also
There's an
thing to
audacity in
learn.
that.
Yeah, there's an ego in it of like
That's
I
why-
have something to say.
That's why ego's part of it, and I think that's where you maybe that's a lesson that's come for you, is that there is to it. But it's like you can't let it go too far. You know, where the ego takes over. It's got to be where the ego does the service of creating the thing that puts it when you put it out. But then you turn it back down.
Ego
You know,
is
at least-
it's a lot like the Force, you know. It's like there's a good and a bad side to it. You can use it as a fuel to drive you going forward. Don't let your emotions overcome you, or else the dark side.
Dude, fucking Chris Farley, bro.
Man, that's good.
Dude, yeah, for sure though. Like, I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Well, the thing to also, as we were saying about like giving advice on like how to start a podcast, because like we both know that we want to keep doing this, we want to keep it growing, and
Yeah.
But the actual starting part, to me, also to learn was not to take what you're saying so seriously, as if you're like, you know, at a press conference and you have to be completely factual all the time. You know, I don't want to, you know, slander anybody, of course, but it's also just not valuing what you're saying that much, I guess, in a way. Just being loose with it. And you know.
And here's the other thing. Like, I've fucked up a lot. So I have a lot of like advice to give about things to not do. So that's where I'm an expert, like in shit you should not do. So listen to me, kids. Wise people learn from other people's mistakes.
Learn from the mistakes
Play
of
my.
others.
By the way,
Yeah.
this is my attitude today. Play my story. Can you go to Instagram?
Yeah.
Can you play my story? Because did you see it?
I saw you'd posted it, but I did not click
good.
on it yet.
Even better. Then you're
It'll
getting
be
a
fresh.
freshie. You're getting a freshie. Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you gotta mute that. There you go.
Come on. Play, buddy.
Hit the play button at the top right.
Oh, there we go.
Maybe.
Come on, Joe!
Oh, I've seen this.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. You making blood come from my damn mouth. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
You can't disrespect me.
You can't disrespect me, dude. Fuck
Damn.
yeah. That was like when life tries to knock you down, dog. Come on, Joe. That ain't good enough. That ain't good enough. Dude.
Dude, sometimes you just need a hearty
fucking
slap in the face.
Bro, I mean, dude, I was thinking of, I've said this quote before on this podcast. Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. Mike Tyson. I'm not going to get into what punched me in the face. Obviously, the Spurs losing the championship wasn't cool.
Yeah.
We're not going to get too much into that right now.
We don't want to be a Debbie Downer podcast around here.
Fucking anyway, but just all other shit. And so I'm like fucking get in that mode. It's like the real measure when you're like in the fuck shit of life is like it's that moment where it's the easiest and the most understandable if people are like to say fuck this and not to like disengage. And it's like you gotta find a way through whatever you're doing. You gotta like overcome, because I had some stuff where like I'll be real with you, and I like again not within getting into detail, but some old familiar self-limiting beliefs started coming up, dude.
That voice started chirping in more, getting a little louder.
The old familiar, you know, you're not great. You know, you're not good. You're like, and it manifests in however many ways. But and it's like there's this moment where it's like, fuck this shit. Like, nope. Like I will refuse. Because it's like it goes also to like, you need to get in the fucking gym with me, bitch. Seriously, I was at the Radius gym this morning, actually. I worked out there this morning. Dude, but like I'm not negotiating with myself, and I'm not like whatever uncomfortable, whatever thing, I'm fucking leaning into it, and I'm gonna like like whatever crazy bullshit, it's noise that I'm on the directive and I'm staying locked in with it. You know, that's the attitude today after my bullshit week last week. So,
dude, that's the attitude you want to bring to those hardships of just life beats you down. You say, fuck it, I'm going to prove them wrong and just get back after it. And, you know, not, it's, what's that quote? It's like losing is not the getting knocked down, it's the staying down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the, for me, it's like, that's the John Henderson clip. It's like, is that all you got? Like, that's my mentality when fucking shitty stuff happens in life. And it does. Is that all you got? Like, that's it? Like,
it's
please.
the Eminem. You don't know what the fuck I've been through.
Yeah.
You know?
And also just, like, when you've been through whatever it is, and especially when you've already endured these things, these challenges, you're like, I already have been here. I live here. I'm used to this shit. I take naps here, dog. Like, wherever that uncomfortable place is. And I think one of the things, too, for us this year, for, like, theme-wise, I think for us, it was, like, leaning into that discomfort, you know, getting it to, like, and for you, and for us in different ways, but, like, not shying away from, like, the things that are, like, oh.
Yeah. Because
You know?
we won't go into the specifics of, you know, the things down the pipeline, but we have bigger projects that we're having, and, you know, they're in the oven,
again,
and they're a lot of work. They're new things.
And there's a lot of different things and artists that we want to get involved. I have certain ones in mind. I'm working, and it's like there's pieces are moving, but again, this goes back to this is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen, and whichever, and honestly, without spoiler alert if you're listening, for those that might be, I'm thinking Reese and Nico as a potential option too, because again, there's just latitude there.
Oh yeah,
like, you know what I mean.
With this project we have in mind, they would be perfect for it for sure.
Yeah.
Not to give specifics, but it's sort of an artist showcase sort of thing. It's going to be very, very fun, a late night sort of thing.
I actually was hanging out with Vic last night for a little
Oh
while.
yeah,
Mhm.
nice.
Ran into him.
Was that at Seaboys or
Sunday service. Yeah,
Yeah, nice.
another
Hell yeah.
hour.
Fuck yeah, dude, I love that. We should have Nether Hour back on.
Dude,
Yeah.
we should have like more of Nether Hour.
Mhm.
Whenever the new studio, probably we have more space to do stuff like that too. But
Yep.
but yes, as far as like a guest wise, they're on a short list, and I think Tomar and the FCs are on that list for me.
Yep, Tomar's up there as well.
And we've got, I think Jennifer Foster and the Audacity would be great. That'd be get Dave Scher, Mr. Scher. A lot of awesome artists that we have potentially, you know, could be in the works here, will be in the works
Yeah.
with time.
These are just
But
a
yeah.
few of the names that you can possibly see coming up later
Yeah.
this 2026.
Maybe Black
year of our
Odyssey.
Lord.
I don't know.
Could be.
You know what I mean? Maybe somebody else. You know?
Pumas.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe Eric. You know,
We'll see.
I'm gonna need a little help. I just can't do this by myself. That's a hook that I wrote with Eric in the
jam.
and just he was there. So whatever his energy that was just, you know,
Whatever
put
part of
on
that you
to
latched
me,
on that hook
inspired stuck. And I told it to
greatness.
Terrell Shahid, who we also should have back. He was here with D Mattis. Love Terrell. And he's like, I like that. He's like, that's a hook that could be like, because I'm like, I have these hooks that come, or at least like what I feel like is a hook. But that's one. It's interesting, bro, because I say like ideas that are good, I do believe will come back, will make themselves known over and over if it's good, because like if it's keeps coming back, then there's something in it, you know, that resonates for you. So thereby potentially others, you know.
That's something I've heard a lot, where it's like good ideas are ones worth not writing down, because if they're good, they'll come back.
When I can't find my pen, I have to have you heard that fucking Mitch Hedberg
The Mitch
joke?
Hedberg one, yeah. I have to convince
Convince
myself that the
joke was not good
very
enough to
good.
write down. But I believe, Mitch, that if a joke is good enough, it will come back a second time. Like that's how good jokes are, or just good ideas. You know, they're gonna make their way back because they're good.
Yeah.
If it was shitty, probably
They'll
just
stay, you
fell
know?
off into the shitty oblivion of bad ideas.
Just like all your thoughts, there aren't ones that are inherently good or bad. Just sometimes you pull from a gem. You know, you're looking for that white whale.
The white whale, bro, Moby Dick, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Fucking, yeah, bro. We really do have like, you know, this. I think when we started this 2 years ago, bro, I think I kind of like. I hope that I did like a pretty good job of like setting the expectations, and I think there's been a sequence, and I think we keep hitting marks that we have set out, and it's like I'm grateful for you, brother, because it's like I couldn't do this without you, man. You know, I know that I'm like kind of the front man, and I do a lot of this, but you're like a very critical component of everything. You're my red man, you're my Jamie, you know, whatever. That's and so it's great also because as you're aware, and I don't have to get into details, but with some bad like falling outs, whatever.
Some relationships that did not end the best.
To have been able to like spend these last 2 years and you know, not to get sentimental, but you know, that to having been able to build that bond with you as like a brother in arms through the putting this shit out week in, week out, like we've been doing, staying committed, like keeping like the bigger picture always at the forefront and understanding that, you know, the process is all I talk about this with you. The process, like this, we got to live. That's where we live. We don't live.
We live in the process.
Outcome.
Yeah,
Outcomes are derivatives.
We don't 9 to 5 to the process. We live in the process.
The process is my bitch.
Yeah, it's been really nice to build this thing with you, and that's something I think early on was very clear, the dynamic that we were going to have, because to me it became very clear that you were going to be the front runner of this, like you were going to be the host, you were going to be the driving force in what we're doing, but I have an ability to help in ways that complement your strategies.
And I've done this long enough to know that nobody can do it by themselves. So, and it like to have a good team, and even though it's our team at the moment is just you and I, but you know, like, brother, you're at a point in life where like the things you're laying groundworks for things that are great, I think. And it's like, to me, not even just with this, but like opportunities we've, you know, seen hopefully coming down more, maybe down the pipe with like some studio stuff and, you know, just like all that stuff. But it's like,
and getting to know Josh, the guy, like the owner of this studio. I mean, if you're Kablabla over here, Mr. Josh Kablabla. He's a dear friend of us, and I'm sure if you're a fan of podcasts, you recognize the room we're in. This has been a host of many different podcasts, and it's been awesome to be one of those, you know, and to have that trust and give the be given the opportunity to put out something that is a quality that I'm proud of.
Bro.
Like if someone were to ask me like, oh, what's your credits or what's your what's your experience? It feels there's pride in sending them something like this, what we're doing here.
We've definitely, so Dave Scher's at 60. We're going for a clip for 100. And it's like, whatever, numbers, blah, blah, blah. But we have to get them to get out there. So we hope that it'll be continued growth. I need to talk to you about a couple of guests that I've been liking because I'm just, you know, blah, 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 shit. But I've got a couple of like pretty dope artists that have hit us up that we're going to be getting on here in the next couple of months. And then hopefully my boy Usama Siddiqui as well, who killed it on the Kevin Hart thing on Netflix.
Absolutely.
What was the name of that show again?
Yeah, it was like the open mic show. It was a comedy showcase.
Yeah, I think Uncle
Kevin
Laser
Hart
was on that.
I think so. That makes sense.
He didn't make it to
To the finals.
I don't know.
No.
I mean,
I'm excited
Who
too. You know, Joke World, those guys.
Joke World, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They cover a lot of podcasts and stuff. They're doing a comedy festival. I think it's out in Florida, and that's gonna be cool to see happen. I'm not going to it, unfortunately, but the eyes on the little guys, or the little guys compared to like Rogan and Huberman and stuff like that. Like it's cool to see. It's very cool to see.
Well, and there's a lot of people in this studio, bro, that record here. So we sit in this studio that
These hallowed halls.
blah blah puts together, and yeah, I mean, bro, this shit goes back, dog. I've been doing podcasting with that motherfucker for years and years, bro. So we're only in the early stages of something that is
We're in the early stages of greatness, man.
right, and we're close to a Patreon.
We're close.
We're
if you want to
close.
give us money, it's coming.
Guys, please follow us so we can get to 1,000 followers and start a Patreon, because we're gonna wait to 1,000 followers. Because if you can't go live on Instagram, you probably shouldn't have a Patreon.
Yeah, we need to be able to live in real time tell you to send us your money.
Yeah, which it's like $5. It's like our OnlyFans, except that's what
yeah.
Patreon basically is OnlyFans for
OnlyFans for
legitimate-
clothed people.
legitimate. Yes, for people with clothes on, or people that have nothing more than a microphone and a dream.
And depending on if Patreon likes us or not, maybe we will just start an OnlyFans.
We've also we'll dig in when we start the Patreon. We'll get some old content for people, and we'll be able to actually have a venue to maybe release some behind the scenes stuff where we could let people see how the sausage gets made a little
Some
bit.
podcast related content, but
I've
not exclusively podcast
I've got a great D Madness clip that's been just waiting for a Patreon
The
to
weight
come
of
out.
it.
It's pretty funny, and he's the dude. So D Madness, but yeah,
Well, beautiful people down the pipeline. Just go ahead and keep an eye out for the wonderful things that we're going to be cooking up here. We are going to be
nice shirt, by the way.
winding
dude.
down a little Miller Lite, fishing.
It's a fucking
all about
largemouth
fishing.
bass,
Oh,
buddy.
dude, of course,
Hey, we're
you
going
know.
out. You got the trolling motor. We're gonna get a cast out there. Hey, you
Yeah,
get
we're
that
going to get some
fucking-
shad lid, cast some, get some
Hey,
hybrids in
don't
there.
forget them Millers in there. Hey, did you throw some curs in there? Could you? Could you throw a couple curs light in there as well?
It is ironic because I'm more of a Modelo guy, so
Well, I'm more of a NA beer.
yeah, a Heine Zero.
Yeah, it's just like real beer, except none of the fun. NA beer, like a blowjob with a condom on. NA beer, and that's giving the blowjob.
Yeah, a blowjob with too much teeth.
If you have listened.